The Napa Valley is renowned for its world-class vineyards and wines. But it's also teeming with extraordinary chefs, innovative farmers, and visionary tastemakers who have elevated this region to one of the culinary gems of the world. I'm Carlton McCoy, Master Sommelier and Napa Valley native. Today, I'm rolling up my sleeves at the San Francisco docks with a crew of game-changing fishermen who've cracked the code on smarter harvesting from the seas. Along for the ride, a legendary local chef who's ready to get creative with today's wild catch. And a powerhouse media personality who loves a good dinner party.
Delicious.
Every table tells a story. Let the feast begin. I'm leaving the Napa Valley and heading south to the historic Fisherman's Wharf, which has been a hub for San Francisco's fishing scene going back to the 19th century. These nutrient-rich Pacific waters mix with the bay's currents and create these amazing fishing grounds right here offshore. But the real magic is in how fast the daily catch makes it from the boat to the plate. We're gonna head to Sea Forager. It's run by Kirk and Jack, who are super passionate about line-caught fish.
Their entire ethos is, how can we support fishermen that are really protecting the environment and fishing the way that people used to fish hundreds of years ago, one fish at a time. Joining me at Sea Forager, Chef Yan, beloved in the community. He has a restaurant called Pasar, focusing on his native Java and Singaporean cuisine. We'll also be joined by Reynolds, incredible TV personality, business strategist, and most importantly, a bon vivant who loves great food and wine.
The operations here at Sea Forager start with a simple idea. Every fish caught and sold can be traced back to the exact boat that caught it. They're partnering with people who are fishing the old school way, and connecting them directly with consumers who care about what's on their plate.
287, yeah.
It's far from easy, but that's dedication.
So just so you know what it takes to be a commercial halibut fisherman,
Okay.
it looks easy because they're using sport gear. They use rods and reels.
Yeah.
It's not easy. The only day you take off is when it's too rough to fish.
I was telling them I bought a boat with these ideas of grandeur that I was going to spend a lot of time in the bay and fish. And I went one day, and I came home and sold the boat.
It can be humbling, you know.
It's very humbling. It's a lot of work. It's difficult.
It's the kind of thing where you can't make a living at it unless you're willing to do it from sunup to sundown every single day.
But it's the way you do it as well. I mean, with rod and reel, like, there's an easier way to do it, but it's not the right way.
These fish are caught one at a time, right? So it's really labor intensive. They're caught one at a time, a couple fish every hour.
So, like, what's important to you guys as far as the fish that you bring in, the way they're caught, and why is that important versus some of the bigger players?
We really try to focus on hook and line, rod and reel fish. I'm a small boat guy.
Yeah.
I want to buy off of little boats. There's plenty of those guys still fishing here in San Francisco in a Half Moon Bay.
But why is that important to you? Is the quality different?
Yeah, is it cleaner?
Right?
I mean, I think it is.
Okay.
Look, these guys are going out for 2 days max, and then they're offloading. What you really want is a boat that's going out and pulling each fish individually.
Oh!
Is that fresh enough for you? We have some really nice California halibut. As you saw, we just offloaded them. This is super local. These guys were fishing off of Ocean Beach. What we're gonna do is we're gonna show you a couple of different ways to cut it.
All right.
Jack's gonna show you the way that like most sort of sport fishermen will cut a halibut. It's also the easiest way to cut it. You cut it in quarters.
First thing I'm gonna do is scale it, get all the little scaling bits on the top there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's really fast, too.
Oh, it's incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
You were just saying the scaler. It's a very efficient scaler.
So a good way I start off is to find that lateral line right in the center here. So if I start off right here, and then start off like that.
Oh.
And then you just kind of repeat that process. Yeah. In order to honor the creature, we try to utilize every single aspect of the fish, right? So I'm trying to extract all that meat as much as I can.
You guys understand why one side has no pigment and the other side does, right?
Why?
Because the halibut is living its life on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't need pigment in its skin because this portion of the body is always against the bottom.
It's dark on one side and light on the other side.
They're biracial.
You're biracial like me.
I want to get this fish on ice.
Yes, and I think Al's ready to fillet.
Oh, okay, let's go. I got a skillet. You're helping, right?
I'll help.
All right. Here.
Start off there, and then just stop right at the middle, right there.
So it's basically like a dotted line for fish dummies.
Yeah, it's like a guide here.
All the way down, you'll feel the bone.
Down to the bone.
Down to the bone.
Yeah, it's like glide with it instead of just pushing down.
There you go. That's perfect.
Nice. If Al can, you can. You're doing a great job. You're very impressive, actually.
If this fish falls off, I'm gonna die.
Not bad. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
So this is for dinner. Beautiful. And we'd also love to take some black cod with us as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, we ready? I'm starving, chef. Let's go.
After wrangling with fish guts all day, we've earned ourselves a drink. We start with that rich amber-colored Pimm's No. 1 and Tanqueray gin. I'm loading this shaker up with lemon, Demerara simple syrup, and some local strawberries. Top that off with soda water and a crisp cucumber garnish, and you have yourself summer in a glass.
Gentlemen,
Nice.
a little aperitif before we move on to wine.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheers. A civilized Pimm's cup. A civilized gentleman.
Oh, delicious.
Oh, wow, sensational.
I love hearing that, chef. Chef, what are we helping with?
So today we're going to be making ikan bakar, literally translate to grilled fish. So we're going to start with just the sambal. So sambal is really the lifeblood of Southeast Asia, very similar to mole. Different regions have different versions of sambal. This one's been passed down through my generation. So my grandmother made this, my mother made this, and now here I am. So we're going to smother the sambal at the bottom. We'll put some of this beautiful black cod.
So what's in sambal?
So sambal literally has dried chilies, tamarind, and also some palm sugar. Simplicity is the key with really high quality ingredients.
Yeah.
So now that the fish is fully smothered, now I'm going to put it in this beautiful oven.
All right, so what can I help with?
How about the garlic?
We're going to make a quick sauce. We have some really wonderful green papaya salad. So we're just going to add a cup of fish sauce.
That's all fish sauce.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll add some shrimp paste. We're going to add some lime juice.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and just a bit of the grated palm sugar.
How much?
Yeah, maybe 1 tablespoon there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, wow, that's...
You're pretty good at this.
Yeah, and then now we'll whisk them all together. So at this stage, it'd be really nice to throw in the papaya salad, as well as the tomatoes.
I did great.
How do you do?
Incredible. You're natural.
Is he hired?
Yes, 100%.
You got a future in this house.
Hey, that smells really good, chef.
So you've worked in some incredible kitchens. I mean, I knew you through working at the restaurant at the Meadowwoods, 3-star Michelin restaurant, Charter Oak, Chichio, just really like arm in arm with Christopher Costa, a very famous chef and a mentor of yours. You could work with him for the rest of your career.
Yeah.
So like now walk away from that, it's a very established business to like take on your own thing. It's a huge leap of faith, right? I mean, it's a little scary now.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't shoot, you're never going to score. And I believe that 100%. And sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith and just see where it goes.
What'd your wife think?
She's terrified. But with me, 100%. Yes.
Most important. I like the
Yeah.
hesitation. Yes. I'm just married, so I'm learning that hesitation. You gotta think
Oh,
before you
boy.
speak.
Yes.
She's like, okay, how do I say this? Okay, great, very nice. It's gotta be really gratifying for you to be able to cook like food from where you come from now.
Yeah, it's incredible. The valley has changed over the last couple of years. The demand for ethnic comfort food has increased. It's just so incredible to be able to share the dishes I grew up eating with the people of this valley. So yeah, the fish looking really nice right now.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
That's gorgeous.
And we're just going to garnish it with just a bit of beautiful herbs. all around.
I think the team at Sea Forager would be very proud of this.
Yes, I think
Yes.
so.
Yes, they would.
And that's what I love about being in this part of the region. Everything is simple. You just let the Mother Nature do the work, and we just try not to mess it up.
Cheers, gents.
Cheers.
Let's eat.
Great job, chef.
Thank you.
There's something pretty special about sitting down to a meal where you can trace everything on the table to its source. This black cod was swimming in the bay this morning,
Pork chop with
Pork chops. Yes.
and these grapes have been soaking up that same fog and sunshine for generations.
Absolutely.
Expertly cut.
Heck, you know, that's like a cut of a tomato.
It sort of forces you to slow down a bit and appreciate it all a little bit more.
I do want to take a second to introduce our guest of honor,
Okay.
Brittany Sherwood, winemaker at the famous Heights Cellar, legendary Heights Cellar. So,
Cheers.
Honored to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Napa royalty. I'll learn how to break down halibut today.
I really
You
did.
did an incredible job. I was very impressed.
One of them was still talking.
Talking.
It's like, how did I get here?
I was negotiating with the fish. He's like, listen here.
I was like, listen, do not fall off this table.
So, Brittany, you know what's really interesting is you're a young, really talented female winemaker that's running one of the most historical wineries in American history that really up until you took over was exclusively run by men and not really young men.
That is very true, yes.
Is that meaningful for you, or is it sort of just, okay, I just show up for work every day?
I think, for me, it's very meaningful. But I'm also very aware of all the women in Napa Valley who have come before me to really pave the way to make that possible. If this was 40 years ago, I don't think that I would probably have the same opportunities. And so for me to be able to be in this position and make these iconic wines that the world has known for decades is something that's very, very powerful.
There's a realness about it. It's like when you taste
Yeah.
great, honest cooking.
This is absolutely delicious.
Yeah. Incredible.
Chef, where does the name Pasar come from?
Pasar means market.
Market.
Yeah. Every day, the locals, we always go to the market to get ingredients or the food. Yeah.
Java, Indonesia to Singapore to California is a
Right.
huge leap.
Right.
So how did you end up in California?
It came here as a chance just to be here for 1 year, to experience the bountiful of Napa Valley, the culture, the experiences. But at the same time, it kind of sucked me in, and I got married here, and I found a different version of myself. And then 9 years on, I feel like this is where I belong.
That's
I
amazing.
love the fact that he said a different version of yourself.
Yeah. Alex, where are you from?
I'm from Horse Pasture, Virginia.
It's a town called Horse Pasture.
Right, no judgment here.
It
sir.
doesn't sound like a thriving metropolis.
Listen, I came from there. It's definitely thriving.
You don't give me horse pasture vibe.
I explain it like this. There are no stop signs. There are no street lights. You don't lock your doors. And it's family, it's community. And my mother was she cooked everything. Whatever was on the table came from our soil.
Wow. The original farm to
The
table.
original,
Yeah.
exactly. I went from 500 people in a community to New York City.
You moved from horse pasture straight to New York City? That's a big leap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were you afraid? I mean,
I gotta be honest, I never thought about it. I always say this, failures are what taught me how to be successful. Because I failed at a lot of stuff.
I think everybody can
I
say
failed
that.
at a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, baby. Thank goodness, though.
but you have lived a life where you reinvented yourself multiple times.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you lived a life.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the top of the mountain, I've seen the bottom of it. I became a millionaire before I was 30. I married one of the biggest names in entertainment by 32. I was on this trajectory, that was just like next level, And then it all kind of changed after we got a divorce, and
Right.
I went back to the bottom of the mountain, and I had to start over at 40. And it's like, how do you do that? Well, you do it. And look, I'm back here now.
One day at a time.
Like one day at a time.
When you hit rock bottom, I think sometimes it reminds you there's an innate thing you had in yourself that those people you met when you were on top, they didn't give it to you.
No,
So when you went to bottom, you go, oh, I've been here
I remember
before.
here.
And
Yeah,
guess what? And I got out of here when I had nothing. Now I got something.
Now I have knowledge.
Correct.
And I have experience. And now it's over, right?
And now hearing your story makes sense. There was a groundedness to you that you could feel that you came from a place that had soul.
Right.
Guys, I'm blessed to share the table with you guys. I appreciate you.
Cheers.
Chef, Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for being here and for bringing the wine, most importantly.
My pleasure. Cheers, you guys.